right, Caesar. You want to talk about damn lie number one?
Yes, please. Give it to me.
Damn lie number one. Psychedelics have always been seen as dangerous and worthy of stigma. Wrong. Like, can I present my case real quick and you let me know if you agree?
Yes, please.
Okay. What I think we have here is 300,000 years of the human experience versus 54 years of government and religious
Intervention.
Propaganda against psychedelics and hallucinogens. And this is why I think, Brian, can you pull up the first picture? This, obviously, is a cave drawing of an Albanian mushroom shaman. Obviously, Albania didn't exist. What's that?
Tell them how long ago this was.
This is 9,000 BC. So according to my public school education, that's about 11,000 years ago, right?
Yes.
Okay. In the article, which I will link to, it says that this is one of many depictions of the shaman. But it says the shaman are dancing with fistfuls of mushrooms. They also have mushrooms sprouting out of their bodies. In one instance, they're shown running joyfully, surrounded by the geometric structures of their hallucinations. So you have to consider this is a time where there's no stigma attached to psychedelics or psilocybin. It's just people eating things and going, this is amazing.
Yeah.
But so we know, so 11,000 years ago, we know that indigenous spiritual practices have been using psilocybin because they alter your state of consciousness.
Correct.
But someone doesn't like that, and that someone is the Christian church.
Correct.
So for many reasons, but I think part of it is that when you take a mushroom, you have a direct spiritual experience. There's no intermediaries. You don't need anyone from a church to sort of be the middleman between you and God, or you
direct connection to source.
Right, straight from the source. And in that case, the church loses its authority, and it sort of loses its power. And they don't. There's no reason to give them any money. Plus, I know that the church doesn't like being associated with pagan rituals, even though Christmas and Easter, which I got to tell you, a little pagan.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. So you have this. So as far as Western civilization goes, the church comes in, sort of buries the idea of hallucinogenics, psychedelics, psilocybin, right? Then what happens, and I'm going to let you go, but in 1957, R. Gordon Wasson is sent down by Time Life magazine to southern Mexico, does mushrooms with Maria Sabina. Can we pull that picture up, Brian?
The wonderful Maria Sabina.
Yeah, so she sort of opens up psychedelics, specifically psilocybin, to the Western world. This article gets published in Time Life, and all of a sudden Mick Jagger, John Lennon, Bob Dylan, Pete Townsend, they all go down there. And people are experiencing psilocybin for the first time, and it's blowing their minds. Now, between 1957, when the article is published, in 1970, it becomes illegal. It's a class 1 drug, along with LSD, heroin, MDMA, weed, peyote, and DMT.
All of them.
So has it been your experience, because your whole thing is getting people older to experience psilocybin for the first time? They lived through, ostensibly, the 60s and 70s when this stuff was positive. What happened?
Well, most of them, some of them lived through the 60s and 70s when it was popular, but they were very young. You know what I mean? There was still young people. Yes, there was people in their 20s that experiment with this, and then the government said, no, you can't. And it was literally taken away, whether it was studies that were being done and advances being done. But again, because it was this counterculture, because the government felt people were awakening and being free and talking up about what they didn't like about the government, that's when it was shut down. So it's funny because, I have people in my generation, in my scope, who were stigmatized that psychedelics were bad, that psychedelics were horrible, as well as I have the people who had experiences but just didn't do it the right way, and maybe had a negative experience, but then it was taken away, and now they're saying, okay, wait a minute, I can use these with different intentions, with different ability to better myself. That's a totally different thing than what we were talking about in the 60s.
So absolutely a lie that mushrooms have always been stigmatized and demonized. It really just is the last 54 years, as compared to at least 11,000 according to cave drawings. Probably much longer than that.
Not always stigmatized. They were stigmatized by governments that didn't like to see people awaken, opening, and questioning what the government was doing. And that's pretty much why the kibosh was put on. And that's why it's great where we are right now. People are awakening to the fact that psychedelics used responsibly don't have to be stigmatized, and we don't have to fear them.
That's the beautiful thing, is that it's stigmatized by people that have a direct benefit from stigmatizing them. You
Correct.
know?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of
How
course.
convenient.
Yes. How convenient. Exactly. How
Hmm.
convenient that life for them. Go
All right.
figure.